Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bazil. Welcome to the PAX East 2015 recap. Now, the last recap video I did had a webcam video, but it looked like crap. So I'm not going to do that, and I did just purchase a new webcam. It's on Amazon being ordered right now, so yay. I will also have a new mic, and well, I have a mic. I don't have the stand or any of the hookups, so I can't use it yet. And I want to kind of recap PAX East, the entire event. So once again, this is going to be a long video. If you just want to minimize the video there and listen to the audio, that's probably the best way to do it. So here we go. So PAX East 2015, just another great experience. Much like PAX South. Pretty much everything happened the same way. We had a tournament theater practice room, and we had our booth at the show floor. So not going to go into details about that. But Thursday rolls around. My flight leaves again at 6:55. I get to the airport at 6 o'clock this time just because, and the plane was actually pretty packed, which was odd, but I didn't have to valet my luggage this time, which was really nice. I hate doing that. So get on the plane, get to Chicago, get on that plane, I land, and this was really different because Boston is a much bigger city than San Antonio in Texas. And when I landed in Boston, me and Mal were going to be the ones sharing the cab or the taxi, and I printed off a whole bunch of maps, so we took the subway, or the T, as they call it. Why they call it the T, I still don't understand, and the reasons behind it are stupid, but it's a subway, dang it. And so we take the subway, and I am not good with directions. Come to find out, Mal is even worse, and so we got lost going to the hotel. We did like 3 circles, and eventually we found it, but I learned that two blind people leading each other usually doesn't work well, so that's okay. But we got to the hotel, and the hotel was really nice enough to have written directions to the actual subway station that we needed to take to the event. And it was really cool because we were at the Omni, which apparently is haunted, which I didn't have any problems, but unfortunately Sharpie, I guess, had some sort of dream that a lady opened his hotel room, walked out the door, and jumped out the window. And I didn't have a dream like that, thankfully, but apparently he did. So that's an interesting experience. And so we get to the hotel, blah blah blah, set everything up, and the hotels at the Omni were just the most claustrophobic thing I have ever been in a hotel in my entire life. The bathrooms were literally a closet. I had to get into the tub to close the door half the time, and the other half of the time I couldn't fit into the between the door and the tub because I didn't angle the door right. So I just kind of sat half on the toilet to close the door, and it was just like a weird, really weird kind of hotel experience. But thankfully, I didn't drink any water or anything that wasn't, not free. So they had their coffee machines and stuff. The tub was fantastic, though. At PAX South, the tubs were slippery as hell, and you would just kill yourself if you weren't careful. But the tubs at East were huge. I could literally sit down and stretch out, and my entire from my feet to my butt would actually cover the whole tub. And that was nice because I found at PAX South that if you actually take a bath and just sit in really hot water, it really helps your legs and your joints. So that was nice. The tubs were phenomenal. But the rest of the actual hotel rooms were just very odd. So, but hey, that's okay. And my heater kept resetting in the middle of the night, and the only controls I had was fan speed auto high, and then the temperature controls cold, fan, and heat. So I would wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it'd be 64 degrees in my room. I'd be like, "Wah!" So yeah, that was fun. And the hotel itself had a great bar. Most of the nights we all ended up just going to the Omni and just kind of sitting and enjoying the bar. It was this really cool European style bar where it dipped down and just kind of was an open area. It was really nice. The wait staff was pretty decent. The food was really good. And the food menus, though, they called nachos cheese and chips, which made no sense to me because I would like read all the things, and I finally was like, Sharpie, you've ordered food. What the hell am I going to order? And he's like, were you looking for the stuff that Greg ordered? And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, it's probably the cheese and chips. And I'm like, could have just said nachos, but whatever, that's fine. But those were really good, and so that's the hotel. The hotel was just gigantic. Puns. I had to throw that in there. I'm sorry. So Thursday starts with us going to the convention center. And this was the first time I've ever been in Boston. This was the first time I've ever been in a bigger, like a city that has a labyrinth of metal and steel and lots of snow, by the way. Gosh, Boston, you guys got wrecked with snow. But the convention center was fantastic. It was huge. Like, it was gigantic. Another pun. Yes, threw another one in there. And there were a couple instances where I was just kind of looking at the building and going, how the heck are we going to get around? And then I was like, oh no, I'm going to be walking so much. For like a split second, I was like, crap, I should have brought like moon gel shoes or something. But thankfully we weren't that far from the show floor to the theater, but we were. And I think I walked like 30 some miles just in 3 days. But hey, I need the exercise anyway. So we get there, and Boston has these things called unions, and setting up the booths and everything took for flippin' ever. There were some of us that were there till I think 10:30, and Jeannie finally said, you guys can leave. They're almost done. We'll get the rest from here. That was really frustrating because at PAX South we had just an unbelievable crew, and they set the stuff that we weren't able to actually set up because we were not allowed to set up in like just so quickly. So that was really frustrating. But our team of community members and developers just really banded together and just made everything go really, really quickly and really smoothly once everything was ready to go. And those of you that stuck around during through 10:30, guys are awesome. I really appreciate you guys' commitment and willingness to help. So we got to just kind of talk most of the day for Thursday. Thursday was the setup day. I got to meet Team Tiny. I'm not going to name everybody's name because there was a lot of people there. I got to meet a lot of the developers that I have been talking to through social media and other channels. That was really cool. That was really neat to see Motiga fly out some of the other developers. Of course, I'm trying to remember all the real names, and I'm terrible at that. So I got to meet Mo Yek, Mo Nanaman, Devin. It's funny enough, I remember Devin's real name, but not his in-game name, and I feel stupid. I got to meet Tomas. Got to meet... crap. See, the problem is I can remember people if I'm following them on Twitter, but if I've only interacted with them a few times on like other like the IRC or Reddit, I have trouble remembering names because I'm terrible. But you all know who you are. I met you. I got to give you hugs and everything, and that was really cool. Chris Chung was there as well, who's the CEO of Motiga, and that was really, really neat to see him really care that much. So setup ended. Everyone just did such a great job. Everyone worked as a team. Everyone was just really, really nice. And we sat down for our, pre-prep. This is what PAX East is going to be. Get ready. Hold on to your butts. After we did the speeches that Troy, Ali, Arya, Kaboom, Genie, I think that was the people that did the whole thing. There might have been one more. I don't remember, but I'm still actually really tired, but I want to do this while it's fresh in my mind. So after that, Chris Chung actually came up onto the stage and was like, all right, I know that we have had the announcement for the partnership between Microsoft and Motiga. What are your concerns? And like he just straight up was like, I'm here to answer questions. I will be open and honest with you as much as he was allowed to, because there are certain aspects in a partnership deal that, he is not legally obligated to share, and, same with Microsoft. But he pretty much answered every single one of our questions. There was not a single question that he said, I can't answer that, or, he gave like a, let's scoot around this question, next question. He was just bam, straightforward. And kind of hearing all the issues pretty much put to rest, I was just so grateful that he was there. One of my main problems was Windows 10, and usually with a partnership, it has a lot of red tape. And something that Chris said was that the reason that they did this is because they facilitated and went and approached Microsoft in a way that was, I'm picking my words carefully because out of respect, I don't want to say anything that he told us just because, just out of respect. But the way that he said everything and the way that he answered questions, he said that the partnership was there because Microsoft was willing to work with Motiga in every aspect and every wall that they threw at them. It wasn't, well, it needs to be this and it needs to be this. Microsoft was like, oh, okay, so these are the barriers. We'll get back to you. And they had their little partnership meetings. They had their powwows. They hammered it out, and he was pleased with how it went down, and that's why they partnered with them. He made sure that the community came first, and his game came first. He didn't like make sure that it was just all about money, because it's just not who he is. He is just so for the community and so for the game being what Motiga wants it to be. So there is a lot of honesty that just really kind of represents Motiga, and seeing that through their CEO was just a really, really cool thing. So after that, we all went to the Omni, just to have fun and just to really just kind of enjoy each other's company. And I was able to talk with Greg, Chris Chung, Sharpie. You know what? I'm forgetting the guy that does their web thing, their website. Website, and I feel horrible, but I cannot remember for life of me remember his name, because that was the first time I met him. But I'm so sorry. Tweet at me on Twitter or comment on the video as to what your name is, and I will correct that. But I got to talk with him for most of that night, and it was really, really cool. Chris Chung gave us a background of how Motiga started, kind of what he went through to start the company, and that was incredible. That story in itself. Again, out of respect, I'm not going to repeat it just because I'm just not going to. But that was his journey from where he was to where he is now was insane, and he really put forth effort to make sure that Motiga is what it is today. And then, of course, Greg being there, he flew himself out. He told like 3 people, me, Pelican, and I think Tim maybe. And I think a couple other Motigans that like figured it out. But we kept it from Troy, which was awesome because, it's fun to surprise your community manager and someone that does a lot of things for the community. It's fun to kind of see him have that special moment of, hey, this is really cool. So Greg flew himself out. That was really neat. I got to talk to him and converse with him again. And so Thursday night was just a lot of just getting to know everyone, just having a good time, and then we went to bed, got up really early on Friday. What was really, really cool is a lot of us rode the train, and me, Devin. Oh, I also got to meet Ola. Ola is a riot. He is hilarious. And me, Ola, Mal, Sharpie, and Devin all took the subway to the convention center Friday morning. So Friday morning rolls around. Very, very tired. Not gonna lie, I did not sleep well, but that's okay. I made a really bad call to eat spicy the cheese chips as they call them that had jalapenos in them. And I love spicy food, but I woke up at 2 o'clock with just like the worst heartburn in the world, like just going like to the point of like having an anxiety attack heartburn. I was just like, oh dang it. Luckily, I was able to calm myself down. Didn't have a full crazy panic attack. Drank some tea. Watched some golf at 2 o'clock in the morning. It was like some rerun, which was actually really funny because I love golf. It's fun to watch. And the hotel had free internet, so I was just able to kind of browse Reddit, kind of post some BS stuff on Twitter. And I think I watched. Anyway, that detail's not important. But I went back to bed at 4, got up at 7. We were supposed to be there by 8. So we got to the convention center, and already there was just just frack ton of people. Like, holy crap. We get there, and the tournament room was it just looked fantastic. So me and Mal were in the tournament room again, doing coaching and shoutcasting. I started to shoutcast on Friday, but what ended up happening is that people just started asking me so many questions where I literally turned off my mic, put it in my pocket, and just talked to the people in the tournament room for how long did the thing go? So 10 to 6. I think that's 8 hours. I don't remember. And that's really all I did Friday, and that was just a blast, and it was cool to see the teams kind of start kind of pulling in, realizing that they really love the game, and the forming teams, talking to players, talking to new people. I had some really weird experiences with people this time around. Boston is a city of some really interesting individuals. There was a couple people that literally came up to me, asked me about the game. I started talking and telling them about it. Mid-sentence, they didn't say anything, turned around and just walked away. And I was just like, okay, that just happened. And in my mind, I was like, I bet this is what people feel like when Batman does this to them. And I giggled to myself internally for about 5 minutes because that's actually pretty funny. So I got Batmaned. I mean, I'm going to officially call that getting Batmaned, and that was a really weird experience. But in general, the people in Boston were very friendly. They're not as nice as they were in people in PAX South, but that's just because the farther you go north, the more kind of I don't want to say mean, but I think the more gruff people get just because Northerners, and it was definitely a different experience. So I had to kind of adjust my way of addressing people and making sure that I was saying things that wouldn't normally be taken as offensive, but I was told by a good source, who I'm going to remain nameless, a friend of mine who lives farther up north, that just to kind of watch what I say a little bit, because the people in Boston can get offended a little bit easily sometimes. So I didn't want that to happen, so I kind of chose my words a little bit more carefully than I did at PAX South. So again, just kind of a really new experience for me, but all in all, it was just so awesome meeting everyone. Everyone I talked to, except for the people that walked away on me, were just phenomenal. And, I really kind of attest that Motiga and Gigantic really attract the friendly and positives, and the people that want to be there and the people that want to be friendly and super awesome are going to be there and are going to be drawn to the crowd. And, again, I stand by, if we make a core community of just positivity and friendliness and family, it's just going to be awesome throughout the entire game's lifespan. So Friday ends, honestly, with it being so much like PAX South, and a lot of the experiences are the same. This probably won't be as long, but I think the coolest thing that I really want to talk about next, besides the tournament, was the social event. The social event was obviously much bigger than PAX South. I think we capped at like 400, 450 people. Like there was a lot of people. And what was really cool is the enforcers at PAX East helped us really make sure that people with the admission tickets got in first, and because that was a small problem at South, we had trouble kind of policing it, mainly because the enforcers just didn't really know how to handle that. And this time around, we learned our lesson. We talked to the enforcers. We're just like, hey, we need two people to help us with line duty. And they were just fantastic. The two enforcers were just awesome. You guys did a great job. And the community itself, you guys policed yourself very well. You guys were really well behaved. You guys did really well. So that happened. And there was just so many people that I met that were just awesome. I got to meet a buddy of mine, Nick, who is from New York and who I play a card game with. And that was really cool to meet him and meet a couple of his friends. That was really neat. So, Nick, if you're listening, hi, bud. It was awesome to meet you. And unfortunately, I missed a couple people that I have been working with on just a gaming website called Q Times, and apparently they messaged me on our business software that we were using, and because there was no Wi-Fi that my phone could connect to, because my phone's a POS, I missed it, and I wasn't able to invite them to the social party. So I want to give a public apology about that. I'm really sorry that I missed that. Next time, I probably should just give you my phone number, and that would probably work out better. What was really cool is we got to invite some of the Blizzard volunteers, or developers, I should say, from the Overwatch booth. Most of them were from like World of Warcraft QA and just some other QA things. And they were real. Again, Blizzard just has awesome employees, and they've always been just fun to talk to. But these guys were a riot. They were so much fun to talk to, and they loved our game. They were so like, this game looks just amazing. They got to play it. They were just like, this game's so cool. And what was really cool is we were able to talk about both of the games and not be like, well, our game does this better and our game does this better. It was, wow, your game has this. That's a really neat idea. Or I really like, what's in Gigantic or Overwatch. And it was really cool to really kind of have that conversation with people that are from, quote unquote, our competitors. But by the end of the night, we just kind of agreed that our games are really nothing alike. And it's cool because we're able to both be in the same kind of, gaming genre type of realm, but still have a just really good relationship. So to the Blizzard guys that came to the party, you guys were phenomenal. It was so much fun meeting you, and it was a great honor. And the pins that this one guy had made me really jealous. He had some really sick Blizzard pins, and I was like, I must have them. So the social just kept going and going, getting more people, and we did some kind of promptu tournament with some of the really kind of competitive guys that are in the competitive test, and that was really cool to watch because some of those games were just ridiculous. We had Clash Point versus One Tap, which are the two top teams that we currently have, and holy crap, that was insane. I'm not entirely sure if that can be counted as the closest match ever recorded, but I'm pretty sure it was that I've seen. There was, at one point, the game came down to the finals, and it was both Guardians had like 3 HP, and they had both defended successfully, and whoever got the last push, the last kind of thing, made it. And it came down to the wire. It was like split second, like someone made just like a wrong call and just didn't like hit one target, and One Tap wins. And it was the most intense game and feeling that I have ever experienced and or watched. We had shoutcasting by Azaraki and the Source. Also, Fox Gasmask did it, and then I also did it with Fox as well. That was a ton of fun. Um, it was just really cool to see how and what the game could actually become at like super high level. So the social ends. Unfortunately, we got kicked out of the convention center because apparently everyone goes to bed at like midnight. So the convention people were like, hey, you know what? It's past closing time. We need you guys to leave. That was super disappointing, and definitely some ruffled feathers there. But you know what? That's okay because we had a impromptu dance party just before we were kicked out, and that was a lot of fun. Of course, we played our community theme song, and that will be in the description below. I suggest you listen to that every 5 minutes, very very loudly, because it's a great song. So it is. We get to the hotel and stay out a little bit, and we eventually realize that, oh crap, the time change is tomorrow, which is Sunday. So we're not actually out at 1:30, it's 2:30. So we're just like, well, we probably should go to bed. So we go to bed, and then I realize, damn, I still need to make my recap video. I need to take a shower or bath, and I'm just like, you know what? I want sleep more. So I sleep, and again, I don't sleep well. I think the bed was made out of bricks and titanium spikes. I'm not entirely sure, but my back was just like, I am not having any of this. So I tossed and turned, and I normally can sleep. Like, I pride myself on being able to sleep anywhere, like planes, cars, space, the moon, on the floor. But this bed was just like, nope, screw you. My back was just like, no, don't. I don't like this. So didn't really sleep again well that night. But I got more sleep than I did the previous night because But the time change, man, that you could just tell everyone was just like woke up and was just like, So that was just horrible. But I actually forgot to mention this because now that I'm thinking about this, I'm remembering it. Jeannie, Saturday morning, it was me, Thor, Sorori, and Pyro, I think? No. Was it Pyro? No, I'm sorry. It was me, Thor, Sorry, and Josh. Sorry and Josh are from. Oh my God, I'm drunk. And I'm probably butchering Sorry's name too because reasons. But we all were like, okay, we need coffee because like we woke up and we're just like, ugh. So I asked the hotel if there was a Starbucks, and we went and got coffee. And Jeannie was nice enough to pay for everyone's coffee. So Jeannie, thank you so much for that. I really did appreciate that. And so the shuttle, we get on the bus on Sunday, which the convention center had complimentary transportation from the shuttle from the hotel to the convention center for the Omni. And the other hotel that everyone else was at, Motiga, was graciously provided transport. So that was awesome of them. They just took such good care of us. Holy crap. It was awesome. So we get there on Sunday, and I think I had like 3 cups of tea after I had my coffee, and then I was like finally semi-coherent, but I could not wake up Sunday until like the tournament started and that adrenaline started again. The high school league was the people that provided our production for the tournament and the live stream. They did such a good job that it gave us a glimpse into the future of what the game could look like as it was being spectated and commentated on. Now, granted, since there's no spectator mode, you only saw from the view of the player controlling it. It was a little disorienting, but it was still just amazing. So thank you guys so much from the high school league. You guys just did freaking awesome. I mean, just start from the equipment to the projectors you guys brought to your just everything else. Holy crap, so good, so good. And Azraki and the Source casted all day. They were dead tired, but they just did so well. They did a phenomenal job. So my team was called Team Dynamic, and the Team Dynamic guys, the previous 2 days, were sitting down, taking notes, discussing strategy, and what me and the rest of the Team Tiny guys did was we all pretty much like as a collective effort kind of help them really kind of get their strategy down. And they knew the Nimbus guys, which kind of ran a Zerg comp, which was an all melee comp plus Charnock in the last tournament. And so we're like, all right, well, what characters do you guys enjoy playing? They ran them off like, all right, cool. So why don't you do a 3 melee 2 range comp and see how it goes? That team probably could have won. Hands down, probably could have won. But Canyon is just such a claustrophobic map that it really hides the minute details that Gigantic has. And my team made one wrong move, just literally one wrong move, and it cost them the tournament, which was, everyone was upset, but man, they were so committed to getting better at the game that after they lost, they were still in the front, just taking notes. I could just see them just taking notes and just talking and like, oh, this guy's doing this wrong. This guy's doing this wrong. She didn't cast her spell right, or she missed there. And holy crap, like they were just such a dedicated group of just awesome people. So Team Dynamic, you guys were freaking awesome. It was such a fun honor to coach you guys. You guys did phenomenal. And the tournament literally went till I think like 7:00. And by that time, the convention center had shut down the expo hall, and we were already tearing down the booth itself downstairs. And oh my gosh, it was just the amount of effort that I saw the people in our community put forth to tearing down quickly was awesome. You guys were awesome. And I want to kind of give a shout out to Team Tiny. You guys literally worked so hard. Like I was very impressed with all your guys' work ethic. You guys were never standing around. You guys were always trying to find something to do. You guys were always, coming up to me or the developers to say, hey, do you need help? What can we do to help? And you just so awesome. So honored to have you guys there. So we tore down everything, and we took our group photo again and all that fun stuff. And I also want to kind of give a special shout out to Sayang again, who last PAX really helped me again with getting water and everything. But this time around, he worked the front desk almost the entire event, and he was just there just because he wanted to come. And just man, dude, you were just so helpful. Thank you so much. He walked up to me and gave me a old microphone that he was not using, Audio Technica 2020, and he was just like, here, I heard you need a new mic, and that was really cool. That was very humbling. So thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate the effort that you continuously put into the community, and I hope that you get recognized for your efforts and for your just commitment to the community soon. There were a lot of people that were just really, really fun to meet and fun to work with. Zappo, I give you a hard time, man, but you were hilarious. You were just so fun to hang around with. You came in a Ninja Turtle Michelangelo onesie, and I got to give you props for that because you had to be hot as crap in that thing. I got to meet Fox from Warpath Gaming League. Me and him and Zappo and a couple other community guys are really working hard to kind of get that amateur league started, and we want that to be a thing. So it was awesome to meet him, and I have a Warpath Gaming League shirt now, which I will frame and hang on my wall when I get around to it. So the food at the convention, Motiga was awesome enough to provide us breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So just thank you so much for that. That saved everyone a ton of money. You guys were awesome. Breakfast was good. They had like egg sandwiches, bagels, muffin tops, and like tea, water, apple juice. Someone was drinking cranberry juice, and I gave them a funny look, and they just kind of smiled at me. So I was like, all right, whatever, you can drink cranberry juice. I would never drink cranberry juice. That would be horrible for me. But lunch was fantastic. The sandwiches were so good. The chips were fantastic. I never ate the cookies just because I didn't want to eat the cookies. I don't know why. But dinner at the convention center, holy crap! That was some of the best food I have had in years. Whew, man! If I could get that kind of stuff every day, I'd be like 600 pounds. It was just so good though. They had like steak squares and like rice and like cheese, like cheese dip and bratwurst and what were some of the other things? They had like these like mini like buffalo chicken style thingies, and like I'm getting hungry talking about this because the food was just wonderful. And so the food was fantastic, the community was fantastic, the devs. It was just so cool to meet everyone. Oh my gosh! Like I didn't want to leave. Sunday night after everyone's done, the after party happens. Holy crap! We went to Boston Beer Works. The Boston Beer Works people were freaking phenomenal. They were understaffed as hell, and they did such a good job at taking care of everyone. The waiter, bless her heart, she was running around all night, and we all made sure to leave a really, really good tip. So again, shout out to the community for taking care of the people that were taking care of us. You guys were awesome. It was just the generosity of our community was just awesome. And the bar itself was awesome. They had pool tables. The booths were fantastic. The air temperature was great because a lot of the times in bars it's like really hot and like moist and like muggy. And I hate that. Like, I'm very sensitive to temperature, and I like one of the main reasons I never go to bars is just like, it's like I feel like I'm walking through pudding or something. But it was awesome. It was just like just a great time. So unfortunately, the bar shut down at like 11:45. We were there till like 12:45. Like they said, open an extra hour for us to figure out where we were gonna go next, to finish our food, to finish our drinks. So Boston Beer Works. You guys cannot get more of a 5-star rating from Yelp from me if I tried. Like if I could give you 6, I would give you 6. But then we went to just I think Porter's in Boston, and it wasn't all of us because a lot of people either had to leave for their flights, they had to get up early, or just not feeling well. Speaking of not feeling well, Allie, aka More Huggles, wow. Got really sick, and so she was not able to attend the after party, and that was really sad. It was really sad not being able to say goodbye and just thank her for all of her hard work that she did for the tournament. But I'm gonna do that now. So Allie, you just kicked so much ass. You were awesome. You held on to the very last minute, and I greatly appreciate all the work that you did for us at the event. Thank you for putting on such a great tournament. And I hope you continue to feel better. But there was just the vibe of everyone at the after party was just, once again, just so fun, just awesome. I got to talk with Troy and the other group of shoutcasters. We really talked about like what we wanted for our spectator mode, what things are possible. And Troy's like, "I'll get on them. I'll make sure it happens." And he's just really fighting for us. So. Again, Motiga is making sure the community wants things and what we want gets implemented. So, Troy, thank you very much for that. I do appreciate that. And just the bar that we went to after the beer works was really cool because we got to really just kind of be a little bit more kind of a smaller group of us, kind of get a little bit more personal with the developers and really just kind of hear some of their life stories. and just kind of how they became part of the company. Jeannie gave us a really cool background story about the logo and what it used to be. You can Google it, actually. I think if you just Google, like, Motiga first logo. Let me actually try that. But the first logo that was ever made was, holy crap, it was just... If you Google it, just Motiga first logo, and it's literally rainbow text. Like, it'll be Motiga in blue, orange, yellow, red, green, and pink bubble letters. And that was the original logo. And Jeannie was just like, it was a fun time to go from that to where they are now. And she's so good at what she does, guys. Like, you have no idea how much work this woman actually does. Like, she knows how to code and all this others. Like, she is like the smartest person I've ever met. Like, she wears so many freaking hats. So it's cool because when she goes to her people and says, hey, what's the problem? And they talk to her about it, she's able to actually understand that and go, okay, I understand that. I understand this. Or, well, this can be done because I know it can be done. So, don't give me that kind of BS. So just having her with Motiga, now that she has told us kind of like where she's from and what she has experienced in the gaming industry, just speaks volumes on the high bar that Motiga set for a lot of their first employees that they brought into the team. So that was a cool experience. I got to talk to Azaraki, Fox, and the Source a lot about where we wanted to see the esports and kind of like the shoutcasting kind of stuff, where we want to go, what communities have we been a part of that didn't do it right, and kind of bring all of our experiences together and put them into a really good, just kind of mental picture of where we wanted everything to go. And that was incredible. That was phenomenal. That was just so cool. And then we had I drank way too much that night, not gonna lie. I don't hold my alcohol well. I was very drunk. So after the bar closed, we had to get a cab, multiple cabs, and there was no bathrooms anywhere. So a couple of us broke the law a little bit, but that's okay. And moving on from that, there was a lot of kind of sadness going back to the hotel as we were going back to the hotel, but it didn't end there. We, God bless our community in Motiga, but they love to party, and I'm not much of a partier, so my flight thankfully did not take off until 2:00. So I was like, I'll stay up as late as I need to. Yeah, we were up till 5 a.m. in the hotel lobby, just talking. Jeannie told us just a really heartwarming story. Troy shared some of his life with us, and that was just getting to know the developers on that personal of a level was incredible. And I'm, again, out of respect, I'm not going to share any of those stories that were shared, because I encourage you guys to come out, be part of our community, get invited by Motiga to events, and have that experience yourself. Because, not going to lie, the stories that were told there and shared, and some of the things that we talked about, people were very, very emotional, and that's the way Motiga is. So that's okay, because showing emotion is in my personal opinion not a weakness. It is a strength, and it brings you close together as a community and closer together as a human being to another human being. So thank you so much to Troy and Jeannie for really sharing some of the most just fantastic and heartwarming stories that I've heard in a long time. So finally, we all look at our clocks and go, holy crap, it is 5 a.m. Literally, it was 5 a.m. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. So I go to my hotel. I was like, maybe I should pack first. And I'm like, nah. Which, didn't end up biting me in the butt, thankfully. But I had a fun experience getting home. So Sunday happens. I wake up at 10 o'clock. My wife's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I was very tired. She's like, just make sure you're out of the hotel and make sure all this. And I'm like, honey, I'll be fine. So I pack up. And I'm one of those people that like to leave my hotel room clean. I don't like to leave the bed messy. I don't like to leave like the towels not hung up and that kind of stuff. So I spent 45 minutes straightening my hotel room, and yeah, I wasn't sure if I was allowed to leave a tip for the cleaning crew, but I did anyway. So whatever. Um, the hotel staff was very friendly, very polite, very very helpful. So that was really nice. They gave me toothpaste, which was nice. But excuse me. So I take the subway home, not home, but to the airport. Got to see a guy dressed up in a bear costume rocking out a guitar keyboard. Got that in video that will be on the YouTube channel later. Meant to upload it last night, but I got home and crashed. So I get to the airport, fly to Chicago, not a problem. My flight leaves at 4:45. So I'm like, what time is it now? We land. I get to the airport at 3:50. We wait on the gosh dang plane for probably 30 minutes. So I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Hurry up. So thankfully, my gate was not that far away when I got off the plane. So I was able to pick up some food and, eat it as I was walking. And I had plenty of time. Got there at 4:30. 15 minutes before the gate is supposed to close. Technically 5 minutes before, because apparently they close the gate 10 minutes early, which, I got there at 4:30. And they're like, are you Patrick Cannon? And I'm like, yeah, I'm Patrick Cannon. And they're like, well, you missed your flight. And I'm like, what? It's 4:30. I still have 5 minutes. They're like, yeah, sorry, we've closed the gate, and we can't allow you on the plane. I'm like, you're joking, right? She's like, no, sir, I'm sorry. And she was really rude. She was really rude, just very, very rude. And I was like, ma'am, I see the plane right there. I see people still walking into it because you have that little viewing window. Why can't I be on the plane? She's like, that's just our policy, sir. I'm sorry. Here's your ticket for your next flight. And she just walks away. And I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, I want to be home. I hope my flight, is, I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll have to wait another hour or so. Nope. I have to wait till 9:50 to board my plane. And I was furious. I called my wife and just going, honey, I'm really upset. This is what happened, blah, blah, blah. And it was just, oh my gosh, I was just so angry. But thankfully, the community, most of them were even smarter than I was and did their flight even later. So I was able to carry conversations on with them on Twitter. So Kristen Overton, which is one of the Motigas at Motiga, that sounded weird, kept me company through Twitter most of the time. So really thank you for that. That was a real blessing. And I think I convinced her to send me a Motiga hoodie. I'm not sure about that. Cross fingers. We'll see. But also, apparently I learned that she has enough shirts to last each day of the week in terms of like gigantic and Motiga shirts. And that made me really jealous because I only have two and I have to wash them all the time. And the more you wash them, the more the graphic distorts. So I am going to save one, frame that one, and then just wear this one everywhere. Like seriously, I wear these shirts like all the time, and my wife's like, you need a new outfit. But gosh, that was just the most annoying. Like, I'm more than happy to call the airport out because it was awful service. I am never flying American Airlines ever again. I will go back to Delta and Southwest because they have always had good customer support, and they've always been more understanding. So that airline just pissed me off. But again, the community came through and just I had a pretty good night. But I went to Starbucks and I got a smoothie and a scone, and it cost me $8.75. I was like, sweet mother. The scone wasn't even that good, so that airport, I was just a bad airport experience, which normally doesn't happen. Like the O'Hare airport's usually pretty good, but I don't know why they charged me. Why they charged me so much for a bloody milkshake, but whatever. So that was like literally my only negative experience that I had the entire time was at the airport because they were a bunch of boobs, but that's okay. And it could have very, very well been my fault. and maybe I looked at my time wrong, and it was in fact, like 4:40. But I'm 100% positive, well, 99% positive that it was indeed fact 4:30. But that's okay. I got to my airport. The flight was like 30 minutes long. I was just like, gosh dang it, I probably could have walked there. The amount of time that I waited. But so I get there, I get to my airport. My dad drops me off at home. I realize, oh my gosh, I don't have my keys. Because whenever I travel somewhere, like to a convention, and I know my wife's going to be home, well, like she was supposed to be home because I was supposed to be at 6:30. I don't get home till midnight. That was a fun experience because of the time change. Because O'Hare's an hour before, so I was really flying in at 10:50, and by the time I got there, it was 11:50. Anyway, so that I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have my keys. So I'm like, Dad, just to hang around, don't go anywhere. Let me see if I can wake up my wife. So I go around the house. I probably look like someone trying to break in, like just tapping on all the windows. And I was like, please don't wake up my son. My wife will kill me. So my wife wakes up, opens the door, and just grumbles back to bed. But so that was my trip, guys. That was PAX East from where I was standing. Just again, super huge thank you to Motiga for selecting me to be one of the special few to get flown out to these events so far. Unfortunately, I will not be at PAX Prime because my wife will be have given birth to our son or daughter, and he or she will be 3 weeks old. And there is no way in hell that I'm leaving my wife with a 3-week-old baby and a almost 2-year-old, because I would probably not be allowed back. So I won't be at PAX Prime, and that makes me really sad. I'm so addicted to our community and just being there and enjoying everything that not going is probably going to physically hurt me, and I'm just gonna be really sad about that. But that is okay because I'll be able to share my experiences with those of you who can't go as well through the obviously the Twitch and the Twitter and Reddit. But don't expect me at PAX Prime. That's just not going to happen. Anyway, sadness out of the way. Thank you so much, Motiga. Again, I am just so blessed and so humbled that you guys have continued to see me as someone important. I don't feel important. I just feel as that I'm someone that is just part of the community, and I love the game, and I love what you guys do. So just big thank you to you guys. And hey, I didn't cry this time, so that's a plus. I didn't cry during my recap, which was I probably would if I was on camera because, like, I don't know, it's a weird correlation. But speaking of which, I'm going to be getting a new camera. Should be in within a week or two. So yay! It just to everyone that I met, and I truly mean this. Thank you so much for meeting me, giving me hugs, giving me words of encouragement, giving me, hey, I like what you do. I've seen your videos, or that kind of stuff. It meant a lot to me. It truly was just humbling, and you guys are freaking awesome. So that's it, guys. That's it. That's all. Have a wonderful afternoon, morning, or evening, and I will see you guys next time. So much cool content for you guys coming. I promise. Like, there is going to be so much awesome stuff that I can't wait. I just have to wait for Motiga to recuperate from the PAX event, and then I'll start bugging them about it. So I'm looking forward to it. Have a great day, everybody, and a great evening, and also a wonderful morning. End card.